You know what? I don't know about you, but I had a really hard time trying to find sleeper teams in the Western Conference because, in my opinion, there are about 13 teams that could make it to the playoffs, right? The only two teams that just do not have a shot to me are the Portland Trail Blazers and the Utah Jazz. Everybody else, they going. I don't know how, who's going to be left out. I think the
Yeah.
Warriors are on the bubble, but everybody's checking for most teams in the West, and you're not going to be able to catch them sleeping. You're just not.
Yeah, I'm have to agree with you on that one. That's a solid take, and I'm here for it. I agree. The Jazz and the Blazers. We'll talk about y'all next season. No, absolutely. Unless something happens during the season, right now you're just not top of mind. I 100% agree with that. And with that being said, I think one team I think that's a sleeper team, and this is just like because they are part of the 13 as you mentioned, right? But I would say that the Houston Rockets, for me, are on the cusp. And let me tell you why. Because if you look at their record in 2024, they were at 500. They were at least, and if they were in the East, they would have been in the number 7 seed. I would just say
Mm-hmm.
it's that tight in the West. And so I think that they, with Ime Udoka going into his third season with the Houston Rockets, Steven Adams coming back, right? It's going to be a nice one. Jeff Green, I think this will be his second season with them as a veteran. You just got a nice solid core. Dylan Brooks gonna bring the dog again.
Mm-hmm.
Van Fleet will come back with his championship pedigree. I just think it's just this is the season for them to really show up. And considering that there's a make or break slot open in LA Clippers, that they can potentially slide right. I mean, just saying it's so fluid that really in the West, you got to keep your eyes on the swivel because I can promise you, your favorite team may not be where you want them to be at the end of the season, right? And so the Houston Rockets, for me, sleeper team in the fact that they can slide right into a playing spot. And if you're not watching, you'll be like, oh, what? Oh, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's that Houston Rockets team. And so, yeah, I'm here for it.
Oh, yeah. And you already know how we feel about Coach Ime Udoka
Yeah,
and his
yeah,
leadership and the way he has his team just kind of locked in. Yeah, the
right.
Rockets for sure.
The
But
Rockets
you
for
know
sure.
what? I'm gonna slide over to another team in Texas who I think could
Yeah,
possibly catch people sleeping. And it's the third best team in Texas, I think, right behind the Mavs and the Rockets. It's the San Antonio
yeah.
Spurs.
I have to agree with you on that. Yep,
Uh-huh.
100%, 100%
And
agree.
it's really it's not so much about Wemby as it is Chris Paul for me. Because
Yes.
Chris Paul is going to bring that veteran leadership. We all know he's aggressive. He hates losing, and he's going to be an extension of Coach Popovich. I often wondered how Chris Paul's leadership will show up in the locker room or on the court. Is it too much for the young guys? We're going to find out. But I think he brings that
Yeah.
edge that they need. Wemby is going to skyrocket. I mean, he
I agree.
already won Rookie of the Year. They already have him slated for most improved player. And I think he's going to work towards that. When you throw him, Chris Paul, Devin Vassell, when he
Devin
gets healthy,
Vassell.
oh my
Yeah.
God, the
Yeah.
Spurs,
Yeah. I
they didn't
agree.
make it last season, but
Yeah.
they're going to be in the conversations next season.
I say that we will find, I think that this season will be the season where we'll see a different shape of Wembayama's game. And it's going to be because of the mentorship he's going to get from Chris Paul.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to, that connection that they have will be what drives him to his next level in the NBA as a professional basketball player. Wemby already has the hype, so he don't have to worry about trying to get that. He came into the league with already having that, the hype, the eyes, the grace, the favor. He already came into the league with that.
Mm-hmm.
So now you add Chris Paul with his leadership, his mentorship, right? I think leadership is one thing, but personal mentorship is what I think he'll give Wembayama with all of his experience and the small, minute tricks of the game that you're not going to just get just from anybody, but you're going to get the tricks from Chris Paul because he got some tricks. You know that, right? But I'm saying that's going to help shape Wemby's game for this professional level in the NBA. It's going to be totally different. And I agree with you. I think that the that the Spurs will find themselves, or the West will find themselves looking at the Spurs a little bit different. And they're hopeful to get into the play-in spot. Absolutely. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? They're part of the 13, as you mentioned. So yeah, it's going to be anybody's game. And I say that because I do believe there's some solid 1 through 6 seeds in 1 through 5, I would say 1 through 5 seeds in the West.
Mm-hmm.
But that's 6 through 12, 6 through 10, anybody's game.
Yeah.
Anybody seed, anybody standing in the West. So yeah, I agree. The Spurs, 100%. I'm on board with that. Yep. You know what?
Yeah, they
Well, let's just be honest. Why are you sending out the Jazz? You just don't think marketing can?
nah, not by himself.
Not by himself. Not with the roster. Okay. I
Mm-mm.
mean, Clarkson is a veteran there. Not enough.
No, what Jordan Clarkson gonna do? No, I'm
Mm.
sorry. And the Portland Trailblazers are in rebuild mode. I just don't see
Chauncey
it for
Billups
them.
just came in. Oh, poor Chauncey.
Hey, at least he got his Hall of Fame recognition.
At this point, at this point, he said, "If I get that, I'm solid." But oh my gosh, you know what? I'm gonna need for him. You know, we've been rooting for Chauncey Billups on this channel for quite some time. But I'm sorry, he stepped into the Portland just at the wrong time and ain't been right
He
since.
should have. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
timing for
about
sure.
4 or 5 years too late.
Yes, I
You
agree.
know, they kept Terry Stotts way too
Oh
long.
my
Should
God.
have brought in Chauncey Billups right around 4 to 5 years ago. I think we would be looking at a different
Yeah,
Blazers team.
yeah,
Dame probably would still be there. Maybe CJ too. You know, you just
I
never
agree.
know.
Man.